1991. The oldest mummified body in the world is found frozen in an Austrian glacier. The body is over 5,000 years old and has pierced ears. Fast forward to 1500 BC, and nose piercings are first recorded in the Middle East. Each piercing serves a purpose throughout the various cultures and various eras. Older tribes believed that demons could enter through the ears, and the metal in the earring could repel them. Sailors wore an earring because they believed it improved their eyesight, keeping them safe at sea. In Middle Eastern cultures, the size of the nose ring gifted to a wife denotes the family's wealth. The blood collected on a bark from a tongue piercing in Mayan cultures was burned in honor of Mayan gods. Various lip piercings, having a rich history among tribes, could mean anything from higher status for ancient Aztecs to religious honor for the Dogon tribes of Mali. Navel, nipple, and genital piercings are recorded in Kama Sutra from the Gupta Empire of ancient India. Fast forward to post-World War II America, and we see piercings increasing in popularity among the gay subculture and even more in 1970s due to the punk movement.
In terms of tattoos on actual bodies, the earliest known examples were for a long time Egyptian and were present on several female mummies dated back to 2000 BC. But following the more recent discovery of the Iceman from the area of the Italian-Austrian border in 1991 and his tattoo patterns, this date has been pushed back further 1,000 years, where he was carbon dated at around 5,200 years old. The tattoo started in Egypt, where only women would have them. There has been many speculations in regards to why only female mummies were found with tattoos. Many scholars believe that only women had tattoos because they were honoring Egyptian goddess Hathor. Hathor was the goddess of fertility and sexual appeal. Many of the ancient Egyptian female mummies were found to have tattoos on their inner thighs and around their stomachs. Now flash forward to the Civil War era in the United States, and you'll see the birth of American tattoos. New York City is considered to be the birthplace of modern tattoos because it is where the first professional tattoo artists set up shop in the mid-19th century to tattoo Civil War soldiers for identification purposes. This was considered to be the start of tattoos in the United States. Tattoos were previously a form of identification, and now they are a form of expression.
It's on my shoulder, right here, and it's a lily of the valley and a rose, and it is representative of my great-grandmas.
The one that's on my foot was just something I got on my 18th birthday with one of my old friends, and the one on my back probably symbolizes something more to me. It was something that was really, I feel like, important at the time. I was going through some stuff and I got it just because I really liked what it stood for.
The one on my shoulder I got after I got shoulder surgery, and it's covering up the big scars on my shoulder. And it's lilies, symbolizing growth. Also, they're my favorite flowers. And then I have one on my side that says, "We live by faith, not by sight." And my grandma, she used to travel all over the world and would write me letters, and we'd go back and forth, and that was one of the things she wrote on the letters. So I brought in the letter to the tattoo shop, and they copied it, and it's her handwriting. She's my only grandparent. And then the other ones are just kind of there. Why not?
I actually told my parents before I got it, and it was more of a, I'm letting you know I'm doing this, but if you don't like it, I'm still gonna do it type of thing. My mom was super against it. My dad doesn't care. His whole thing is as long as it's not super visible where it can impede my potential job prospects, even though he knows in the working world now it's not as big of a deal. It's much more of a generational thing.
My mom hates tattoos. My dad doesn't care, but my mom just hates them. She was so mad when I got one.
My dad was really angry when I got the big one, especially on my shoulder because it's more visible. He doesn't like tattoos. My mom has a small one on her ankle, but other than that, she's nah. But my brothers are covered in them.
They definitely are a form of art because it's a individualized form of expression. So you have complete control over what you want to put on your body, whether you want it to be for aesthetic purposes or meaning, and it's something that's very permanent, therefore it's automatically very personal for you.
I think that a lot of people get piercings or tattoos either to symbolize something or to represent something or someone that's really important to them, and kind of, I guess, make them be a little bit more unique.
I think it kind of is symbolic of who they are as a person, or I don't know, maybe it tells stories sometimes, or maybe you just like to be colored and colorful and stuff. That's cool too.
Well, my original piercings, like the normal two, I got when I was 3 months old, because it's very traditional in the Latino culture for girls to get their piercings as babies, because it is easier to distinguish if it's like a baby girl or a baby boy. So that's super normal for Latin American culture, and I'm Panamanian, so.
Like this one, he was pretty sad. He was very quiet and very kind of reserved, and that makes sense. I mean, he was talking about a really serious topic that clearly affected him very deeply, right? So there's a long history of the military and getting tattooed as a sign of camaraderie, as a sign of, togetherness and being part of a group. And also, as a symbol of where you've been, at least within how we determine sort of who we are uniquely as individuals, and determine that identity. One of the things, tattooing is just a part of their culture, right? And delineates warriors and status and all that kind of stuff.
While body piercing and tattooing has become a common practice in many parts of the world, more extreme forms of body modification are still specific to certain cultures. In tribal societies located in Africa, Asia, and South America, body modifications are often an important part of ritual initiations, rites of passage, and sexuality. Being able to stand the physical pain is symbolic of the transition from adolescence to adulthood. These extreme modifications can include encumberments, compression, and certain methods of creating permanent skin markings. A number of Asian religions incorporate body modifications into their practice. In ancient Mayan civilizations, royalty would pierce their bodies during religious bloodletting rituals, and devotees may have worn a kavandi, which is a framework of sharp metal rods that pierces increasingly deeper into the flesh the longer they are worn. Inflicting pain as part of a religious practice was meant to demonstrate one's devotion to their deities, as one would try to break the boundaries of their body and ego. Similarly, Mandan and Lakota populations in North America would practice suspension by attaching hooks to chest piercings.